Today I fucked up by making my wife think I killed myself. Right off the bat I want to say that I am in no way, shape or form making light of suicide. This was not a prank gone wrong, or something I did on purpose, but rather a very unfortunate series of usually perfectly benign activities that led to me accidentally terrifying and mortifying my wife. Burner for reasons. This happened a couple of weeks ago. I tripped and sprained my ankle. It's been bothering me enough that I've been taking Epsom salt baths in the evenings after work. In addition to helping with the sprain and swelling, I also find it incredibly relaxing. Say what you want about a grown man taking a bath, I enjoy a good soak. I also deal with a condition called angiokeratoma. It's basically blood vessels that have expanded and cause a few small, albeit slightly unsightly, dark spots, a rather sensitive area. I call them old man spots. They're harmless, and most of the time I don't even notice, but every once in a while, I'll irritate one of these small bumps and it bleeds like a son of a bitch. Additionally, it takes forever to get the bleeding to stop. It's not like I can elevate my balls, let alone put a band-aid on. Well, on the day in question, I get a text from my wife that she's going to be working late. So, I get home and decide to soak my ankle / enjoy a little peace and quiet. It's not really important how I did it, but I ended up nicking one of those spots. So, after cursing a reasonable amount, I start the lengthy ritual of holding TP against it and checking every so often to see if it's stopped. Even after the bleeding stops, I have to be very careful for the next few minutes to not get it started again, almost like scratching off a very fresh scab. Well, I finally get it stopped and a short time later, proceed with my bath. I put on my headphones, closed my eyes and relaxed. I wasn't asleep, but I was really zoned out and relaxed. Until I was snapped out of it by my wife screaming in absolute terror. I've never ever heard her, or anyone scream like that. It scared the shit out of me, and I jolted awake, nearly flew out of the tub. I shouted, "Honey. What the fuck?" She didn't answer me, she was in a heap on the floor bawling. It took me a second to figure out what the hell was going on before shouting, "Jesus Christ." I could see what it must look like to her. I had apparently not stopped the bleeding as well as I thought I had, and my wife walked in on me, eyes closed, slouched over in bathtub full of very bloody water. It took me a long time to calm her down, and I don't think that's something you just get over. Hopefully one day we can laugh about it, but it won't be anytime soon. Too long, didn't read, nicked my nuts, didn't stop the bleeding completely even though I thought I had. Took a bath, zoned out. Wife walked in on me oblivious to the fact I was bleeding into the water and thought that I had killed myself. Sorry, honey. It's unfortunate that band-aids for men's nuts haven't been invented yet. Scotch tape. I'm kind of shocked you could comfortably relax in Epsom salts with an open wound. That shit burns. Probably why the bleeding started again. Epsom salts, draws stuff out. At least she didn't walk in and start celebrating. Damn. I don't normally comment on the "today I fucked ups." I just chuckle and move on. This one was intense. I'm glad you're okay and I'm glad your wife is okay, but holy crap, dude. Your poor wife. It's honestly a pretty horrible situation for his wife. Regardless of the fact that she quickly found out her husband was fine, she still fully experienced that trauma. She's experienced what it feels like to find her husband having committed suicide, and that's going to be something that sticks with her forever. Damn, man. I feel so bad for both of you. At least this wasn't a prank. Some jackoff played a prank on his friend by dyeing the water red and pretending he'd killed himself. He let it go as far as his friend calling 911 sobbing. Naturally, his friend beat the ever-loving shit out of him. He got it all on tape. People thought it was funny. Me, not at all, until the kid beat the shit out of his friend. Today I fucked up by relaxing too much during a sensual massage. Bit of backstory. I started talking to a guy on Reddit last week. We hit it off, started texting and found out that he lives about 20 minutes from me. We decided to meet for a date on Friday. I have IBS and stomach was feeling a bit dodgy, but decided to soldier on. I was also very tired. TIFU, so I'm at this guy's house and I've made us a very nice mac and cheese. There was some cuddling, kissing and some sex. We're then snuggling on the sofa and I feel a big fart brewing. I'm hoping I can just absorb it back into my body if I hold on to it long enough. We start talking about massages and the guy offers to give me one. I choose a relaxing oil. I'm naked on my front and he is naked, straddling me, kind of sitting on my bum. He starts rubbing my back, and turns out he's good at massages. I'm feeling really relaxed and start to drift off. I then wake myself up with the most earth-shattering fart I have ever expelled. The fart I was holding captive had burst free with a vengeance, displeased by the extended time spent in my rectum. It was hella loud and it was hella long. And it was right on his balls. It was so forceful, they vibrated. His response was to tell me, through tears of laughter, at least you didn't shit yourself. Too long didn't read, farted on a first date's balls. Edit, for anybody interested, the mac and cheese is a very tasty recipe for those on a FODMAP diet. You can replace pretty much all elements for low FODMAP alternatives, gluten-free pasta, lacto-free milk and cheese, asafoetida for onion and garlic oil for garlic. At least the date can take a joke and laugh about it. Reverse motorboat. Interesting? Can we talk about the fact that I met someone on this cesspit of a website and they were relatively normal? Even if they do like having their balls farted on. Second date. He is keen. I'm mortified. The closest thing to a fuck up that night was the fact you all but ran out on me afterwards. Smile. Did you make a throwaway for this? Today I fucked up by scatmanning a girl I was dating. So quite recently I've been listening to the song Scatman, which for the uninitiated is a dope song of a dude scatting which kinda goes like scat biddly biddly giddly diddly biddly diddly. And then he says I'm the Scatman. So I couldn't get this song out of my head for the past couple days and I was always queuing it up on Spotify. Long story short, a girl I've been dating came over last night and my brain didn't override my stupidity when I decided to add Scatman to my sexy time playlist. When she came over it was pretty much prepare for battle stations from the first minute, so I put the sexy time playlist on shuffle. It started off well with some song from the Mezzanine album, and then one I can't remember and then a jazzy one. By this point I was just beginning to go down on her. This is where I fucked up. The Scatman song came up next after the relaxing jazz and it was so fucking jarring. I guess a normal person would have stopped and skipped the song. I really regret not doing that now. Instead of that, without skipping a fucking beat, I started to use my tongue and went down on her at the same exact pace as the dude in the song was scatting. It was so fast that I had to concentrate hard to get the timing right. I know it probably was bad technique, but I started and I had to commit. It was probably 9 seconds of doing that before I stopped and came up. I looked into her eyes and perfectly in time with the song I said I'm the Scatman. I don't know what expression I expected to see on her, my brain clearly short-circuited for me to do that in the first place. What I didn't expect was the look of pure disgust. That moment went in pure slow motion for me. My brain pretty much exploded and was like, ah fuck, I can't believe I've done this. I saw no means of recovery, so I got up and paused the song. And she said, can we just hang for a bit instead, and I agreed. We ended up watching an episode of Friends, both of us refusing to acknowledge what just happened. Then she said she had to go back to her place. We've only been dating for 3 weeks and I'm pretty sure I might have totally fucked this up. At least I have a funny story out of it, though I'd much prefer having a girlfriend. TLDR, went down on a girl to the Scatman song and now she might turn into a ghost. Update, since people have been asking. Nothing's really has happened after I texted her how's it going the next day. Sorry to not have a juicy follow-up story. Hopefully we don't get into the same classes next semester at uni. If we somehow get back together, I'll make sure not to remove Scatman from my playlist. I'm somewhat disturbed by the comments that theorized that she thought I was sexually attracted to fecal matter. I'll try not to believe it, but looking back on her reaction it does make a lot of sense. When you were down there you should have out loud, along with the music gone, scatter biddly biddly giddly diddly biddly biddly without even looking up. probably would have sounded like he was trying to give her a raspberry. Or an air embolism. Some people just can't appreciate a good love song like Scatman. I prefer Cotton Eye Joe. I probably would have died laughing. I'm sorry dude, lol. It's okay, I would have preferred that reaction to disgust Lamau. If the Scatman can do it brother, so can you. Edit, thanks for the gold and silver Ubo today I fucked up anonymous internet angels. Who knew watching basketball on VHS 3 times a week from 5th, 7th grade would finally pay off. She definitely thought you were asking to be pooped on my friend. This gave me the best laugh I've had in a long time. Your pain has brought joy to others. You making and eye contact and saying /stinging I'm the Scatman really took this to another level.